What happens to F1 drivers once they leave F1? Well, to answer that, here's part 2 of my series, Life After the Apex, where I'm going to be going through every single ex-F1 driver. Starting with Daniel Ricciardo, he was an F1 driver between 2011 and 2024, and in that time, he drove for these 6/7 teams, and it left him with an average championship finishing position of 10.8. Why did he leave? Well, that's kind of an interesting one. The 2024 F1 season started off with rumours that he might even return to the Rebel F1 team. But then in Singapore, he left the F1 paddock as an F1 driver for the last time. Ultimately, his performance just wasn't strong enough, and Rebel have a very strong talent pool. So, what is Ricciardo doing now? According to an article from F1, he did have the opportunity to be a reserve driver, but he turned that down, and it does seem like he's definitely done with being an F1 driver. However, he continues to support grassroots motorsports through the Daniel Ricciardo series, and he is focusing on his business ventures, such as his lifestyle apparel brand Enchanté, who partnered with the V-Carb Academy program, and he has brought out the DR3 wine range. Next is Logan Sargeant, who was a driver between 2023 and 2024, but he got a mid-season drop, and he was driving for the Williams F1 team, which left him with an average championship finishing position of 22nd. Why did he leave? Well, it was poor performance, and also he'd had a number of crashes. But what is he doing now? Well, news actually broke today that Logan Sargeant will take part in the final 2 rounds of the IMSA Sports Car Championship. Then there is Nick de Vries, who was another mid-season drop. So he drove between 2022 and 2023 for the AlphaTauri F1 team, which left him with an average championship finishing position of 21.5. He was dropped because of poor performance, especially compared to his teammate Tsunoda, and he was swapped for Ricciardo. Apparently, he got the news early on into Daniel Ricciardo's tyre test at Silverstone, and it all happened very quickly. But to this day, he is still very much still in the motorsport game. He returned to Formula E to be a driver for Mahindra Racing, and he finished this season 8th. Also, he became a Toyota Gazoo racing driver, so he's currently 6th in WEC, and he also finished the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 5th. Finally is Mick Schumacher, who was an F1 driver between 2021 and 2022 for the Haas F1 team, and he left F1 with an average championship finishing position of 17.5. Why did he leave? Well, again, it was because Haas weren't happy with the level that he was performing at, and apparently he was costing a lot of money in damages. However, there is a kind of common belief within the paddock that Mick was treated unfairly, and I think that is reflected in the fact that he is still very much linked to the F1 world. He can often be seen in the F1 paddock, and up until the end of 2024, he was a reserve driver for the Mercedes F1 team, but he left this role to become an Alpine driver in WEC. And we might see him become an F1 driver soon. His name is repeatedly being linked to Cadillac and Alpine, and he even confirmed that the conversations with Cadillac have been very positive.